Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about the topic one is that is cities basically. In this basically we are discussing about that is Microsoft creation basically. Microsoft got the target of 1 lakh kilograms sand basically to create. In this basically Microsoft created this, they created this, they created this, they created this. All things basically they created. The dangerous thing basically Microsoft got is that is this basically. From the 100 type basically they got one walkie-talkie line basically. In that basically what they can do, in that they can have SIM, internet, mobile phones, ideas, educational data, and in this basically positive and negative basically task basically can be do. So this is basically about the walkie-talkie basically. One of the person told that basically walkie-talkie up to what level they basically have done this. For example, Microsoft told that basically we have our internet there, we have our SIM card there. SIM card means SIM card lines basically there. We have our phone lines there, we have our ideas there. Ideas means from internet also basically people do the MBA education, do the MBBS education. Assume that basically they have used Microsoft some application to study the MBBS book basically. Then what Microsoft is going to do basically? That for that basically he has to prepare, no basically. So for that basically they have prepared their education line also basically. So just imagine basically if you are creating one thing basically, then up to what level facility you have to give basically, up to what level taiyari basically, that is preparation you have to do basically. So this is that basically. That means basically if you are giving any facilities, so investment basically also basically are done up to that level basically. So it's a huge investment basically. It's a huge investment basically of the Microsoft, that is this many money. This is the amount basically which is got invested basically. So just see the investment basically. To create this basically, see the investment basically. See the investment basically. See the investment. See the investment. So according to this investment basically, the income is also basically to be found basically. So if you are doing investment basically, then basically you need the investment income also basically. Without investment income basically, how you are going to do the investment basically. So one of the person told that, do you have this data basically? That is what data basically? That is this data basically. That is this data, this data basically. This data do you have? First World War, how many castes basically was created in India, and which software company basically created this human caste, human clone basically. Means human clone basically they have created this caste, that means they have created the human clone na basically. So which human clone basically has created and which software company is handling that human clones basically. So see basic First World War, Second World War, Third World War, Fourth War, Kargil. In Kargil basically we just see basically this is basically India and China basically war, and this also basically created lots of caste basically, and India also basically there are lots of caste created basically by Indian nuclear scientists basically. They created a, and they are basically handling it also basically. So one of the person told that if you are doing the war basically, then this whole thing basically you have to suffer basically. And war basically, why basically war has basically done basically, that everybody knows basically. Earth planet is going to move to that side. So from current to that side basically, story basically has to prepare. And in this story basically, it converts to the war only basically. Because you have to do war basically. So that basically, in that war basically, one stories are basically prepared. And that basically the Bollywood group prepares the story basically. So one other person told that that side basically were alternative basically are always kept basically. Earth planet is going to move this side or basically this side. If this thing basically happens, then basically Earth planet is going to move this side. If that thing is going to happen, then basically Earth planet is going to move that side. So that basically depends upon the decision basically who the groups basically takes basically. In this basically, the Bollywood says that basically we have basically used this all stories basically. This whole story basically we have used. So in this story basically we have used this whole stories basically. So you can just imagine basically the story basically which is used basically. So First World War, Second World War, Third World War, Kargil War 1, Medical War, Digital War, that is basically mostly people say that is ongoing. In this Corona basically is ongoing, that is also war. And India Siam War, that is China War basically. And there are basically Vietnam War also basically is there basically. That also we are going to add now basically. When this war was basically done by India and Vietnam War basically. 20th century infrastructure, this is September 45 to during this series basically the series of so it was big war basically. So we can write down that basically like this basically. We will write down the folder name. So this is the Vietnam and India war basically. Vietnam and India's war basically. So the rest basically we are going to see in next video.